Hey YouTube, this is Robinats1 here, and I'm here to do a review for Gotham, episode 5. Basically, in this episode, Gotham has a new drug called Viper, and what the Viper does is it increases the strength in people, and it makes them able to lift ATM machines and gives them super strength. But this ability comes at a cost. The ability basically takes all the calcium in the body, isn't able to regulate the calcium very well. So the body literally, when the strength goes away, the body crumbles. Which is really, really interesting. We also learn, we also see the Penguin, sort of getting in deep with the Maloney crime family. And we also see Fish continue her scheming by training a girl to become a seductress. I think one of the first off right at the gate, I think one of this I think the problem is with this episode and this season is the fact that the subplots are more interesting than the main story that they're trying to tell. Like, the subplots become an A-B type story, whereas the main story, the story that they're supposed to be telling, is more like a D subplot. The main story following this person who releases the Viper into Gotham City, and the investigation into that is not a main focus in the story. Which is fine. That's completely fine. I like the fact that we have a serialized narrative. But the problem is that you can still have a serialized narrative, but make the main story more interesting. Because most of these villains that they're introducing are not staples. You know, they're not keeping any of these villains on. And it just, unfortunately, what it does to this series is you just have a bunch of generic villains that are not interesting. What they do is interesting, but it's not interesting. However, other than that, this episode was actually quite good. And it's the first episode that's begun to feature superpowers, which I'm very surprised that this show went in that direction. And also, Viper is the first project of Gotham. It's the first project of the Venom serum. And that's really, really interesting. Because we see the origins of the Venom serum. We see how this Viper serum was created by Wayne Industries, which potentially does mean that Bruce Wayne's company may have created Bane, and that's really, really interesting. Because combine Wayne Industries with Arkham, what you're essentially creating is you're essentially creating sort of like this Oscorp type Oscorp from Amazing Spider-Man, where all of these villains or superpowered villains are created by Wayne Industries. And I really like that as a concept. And also, I reckon that, just as a prediction, I reckon that the Red Hood gang might be appearing in this episode. The Red Hood gang might be something that exists. And I say that because there's something about the Wayne Industries, and there seems to be a lot going on there, and I reckon that the Red Hood gang might have something to do with it. The Penguin was a bit weird in this episode. I think they're accelerating his story too fast. Like, we are only in episode 5, and we now suddenly see that Penguin has, once again, become a figure in the Maloney crime family. He's basically gone from dishwasher boy to a getaway driver in like 2 episodes. I want them to now slow down and let Penguin develop as a character. Because it's okay to really drive his story, and I'm enjoying the Penguin so far. But I don't want to see him as the Penguin just yet. I want them to really develop this character, because this version of Penguin has real potential to be really interesting, and I want them to explore that, not rush that story. Fish Mooney. Fish is really creepy, but really seducing as well. What Fish is doing with this young recruit that she got last episode is really interesting. I didn't mention this last episode, but I'm gonna mention it now. Is that Fish really breaks this girl down, or is going to break this girl down. Fish and this girl, Fish really, Fish has already got her to kill. And it's going to be really interesting to see how Fish oppresses this young girl's mind. And where they leave this girl off at the end with Carmine Falcone. It's all very interesting. And that Fish is really starting to spread her, plans. And also, they're really underusing, Selena Kyle. Because Selena Kyle appears in this episode, and I have no idea why she appears. Because she's only in like 2 seconds of screen time. Also, Bruce Wayne and Alfred. Bruce Wayne and Alfred were really, really good this episode. And Bruce Wayne is becoming a real detective. And we sort of see the starting point of Alfred and Bruce sort of investigating crimes in Gotham. Yeah, just a really, really good episode. I'm Robin That's One here. I do hope you are enjoying these reviews. So I'm Robin That's One here, and I shall see you all later for another comic book review, for another Gotham review. Bye.